Thanks very much, everyone, for joining me. My guest today is somebody who I'm really delighted to be interviewing. He's definitely one of my favourite cricketers at the moment. He's played 18 tests for South Africa. He's played 62 ODIs. He averages 52.44 in ODI cricket, which is remarkable. He's played 43 T20Is. He's playing in T20 franchise leagues around the world. What was one of the earlier and favourite picks in those franchises. He's one of the most spectacular batters in the world at the moment, no doubt about it. And recently he was playing for Lahore Qalandars in the Pakistan Super League, and what a tournament he had. I'm delighted to have Rassie van der Dussen. Thank you very much for your time, Rassie.
Oh, good. Thanks. Great to be here.
Rassie, how was it in Pakistan recently? Did you enjoy being back there?
Yeah, I really did. I must be honest with you. Obviously, heading into a new team, you never quite know what to expect. But I've always been an admirer of the Qalandars, and of course, especially the guys who play for them, Shaheen, Fakhar, Rassie Khan over the years, and going into that team, I sort of it was a great feeling to be chosen by them, knowing, of course, what the championship team they are. So from the first day, they really welcomed me into the space and into the environment, and honestly, I can really say that I had a great 3 weeks over there.
Did you get much of a chance to see Pakistan, or was it just a case of the occasional restaurant, the golf course, a match, and a little bit of practice?
Not too much, to be honest. I think that's probably the one thing with the PSL that's a bit unfortunate with the security situation. We don't get to leave the hotel too often. So it's training and matches, obviously, and the odd excursion. But yeah, I suppose what there is to be seen from the bus, and so it looks like a great place, and hopefully situation will change, and someday soon we can experience the sort of day-to-day culture of Pakistan.
Well, hopefully you'll be going back there with South Africa for the Champions Trophy, and might get a chance to see a little bit more of the country.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I've been there on a test tour. I've been there with 2 PSLs now. Again, the security situation is unfortunate, but they do go out of their way to make it really comfortable for us, and plan some excursions and plan some activities for us. So I must say, from what I've seen and the people I've come in contact with, it's by all accounts a great place.
I'm going to read out your numbers for the PSL because people need to realise these numbers. 364 runs, 7 innings, 100, 350s, average of 72.80, strike rate of 154.89. Not bad, that, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I would have definitely taken it if you offered it to me before the tournament. I think from a personal point of view, I'm pretty happy with it. It's unfortunate that as far as the team goes, we couldn't get a few more wins. But I suppose cricket's a personal game within a team context, and you've got to look at the two individually. And like I said, from an individual point of view, I'm really happy with what I could do there. And unfortunately, from a team point of view, we didn't have a great campaign.
Fair to say you enjoy batting in Pakistan. What's the secret to success in batting in Pakistan?
In general, the wickets are pretty good. I think it's a place where you can, I want to say, almost bat normally. If you look at guys like Babar and those types of guys who always have a lot of success there, they don't overcomplicate it too much. The odd pitch has something in it for the bowlers. I must say the new ball does swing and move around a bit, but after that it does become quite good to bat. Outfields are generally quite fast. And like I said, if you can keep it quite simple and really adjust to the pace and the bounce of the wicket, you can really put bowlers under pressure.
Lahore Qalandars, as we know, won the last 2 PSLs, and this time around, most people thought they'd be up there, certainly in the playoffs at least. What went wrong, do you feel?
It's difficult for me to say, obviously, coming into the situation. I think the big thing that you can't really look past is that we probably missed Rassie Khan a lot. I think he played an integral part in the last 2 years, and in terms of his experience and also really controlling those middle overs. So we had a big gap to fill there, and unfortunately, we couldn't really do that. But in saying that as well, it's such a fine margin. One thing about the PSL is that the teams are all so good, and evenly matched. And a few matches we really lost by really small margins. And I suppose sometimes you're on the good side of that, and sometimes you're on the losing side. For us, unfortunately, just worked out that way, that we were on the wrong side of it. So we could have easily won 3, 4, 5 matches by not really doing anything else, really. So, but like I said, unfortunately for us, we were just on the wrong side of that. And by the time, I left, there were two matches left, and it was sort of a done deal.
I mean, you lost Rassie Khan, as you said there, but then to lose Haris Rauf as well was a huge blow, wasn't it?
Definitely. And I think also the trio of them in previous years, the effect that they've had together as well has always also been quite remarkable. The three of them bowling together. So like I said, one cog unfortunately got taken out of that trio, and then when we lost Harris as well, we knew we would be under pressure. But I mean, if you look at the bigger picture, it gave some exposure to some young guys. A guy like Jahandad Khan, for example, came through as emerging player. And for future, that'll bode well for the franchise.
Just on Jahandad there, he looks like somebody he's got a decent bowling action. Not the slowest guy around, and he hits a long ball as well, doesn't he? So it looks like a decent find, doesn't he?
Definitely, and that's the thing with what I've noticed in Pakistani cricket. There's the teams seem to find these guys. I don't know where they find them, but the talent is in abundance. And I mean, he came in and played like he's been playing PSL for years. Just impact right from the start with both bat and ball, and in the field as well.
Sahibzada at the top of the order as well. I mean, he's been at other franchises and not really had many opportunities, but this time around, he held his own as well at the top of the order, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. And you could see he's been in the system for a while, in the PSL system for a while, and he started off the tournament brilliantly, and he just looked in. He looked comfortable from the word go. It's like I said, it seems to me like there's so many good players there. It's difficult to squeeze all of them in. But in his case, he got the opportunity to start the season, and he made the best of it.
Fakhar Zaman was a key player for Lahore Qalandars, and he struggled. And I suppose that's the way these T20 tournaments go, isn't it? 1 minute you're up there battling like a superstar, next minute you're down. So I mean, some tough matches really for Fakhar, weren't there, Rassie?
Yeah, I think if you look at the previous two PSLs, he's been absolutely brilliant. And again, I don't think he's changed much. I'm not sure if there's technical stuff that he changed or working on, but again, it's the nature of T20 cricket, especially batting at the top of the order, that a guy like him, when he's on song, he does so much damage. But batting in the top three, you need to put the bowlers under pressure and play a little bit of a more high risk game, I suppose. And you again, like you've got to take the rough with the smooth. Sometimes it's going to go your way, and sometimes not. And I think for him, luckily he's experienced enough. He won't read too much into it. He just unfortunately didn't get those starts and those impactful innings that everyone's probably used to him getting.
In true Pakistani style, Rassie, former players are criticising Shaheen Afridi. So in Pakistan cricket, we raise our players on a pedestal when they do well, and then we hammer them when they're not doing so well, particularly the ex-players. What did you make of Shaheen's captaincy?
I think what I noticed is because the Qalandars have won the last two PSLs before this one, I think everyone sort of expected him to, or for it to just happen again. And I think actually for him as a captain in his leadership journey, this will not be a bad thing. He's obviously just had a lot of highs, and this is probably the first time he's had to go through a situation like that. But in saying that, he kept remaining really positive. The team environment stayed really great throughout. I mean, I've played in a lot of teams and been in that situation a few times, and it does happen when a team starts losing. Guys start to fragment and talking amongst themselves and that. And I can honestly say in this environment at the Qalandars that never happened. Nobody questioned Shaheen. Nobody questioned the ways and the manners we went about. And I think that's the luxury that comes with being defending champions. You know that what you've done have been working, so you can back it all the way. And everybody just accepted that, you know, at the end of the day, it is cricket, it is sport. Someone will win and someone will lose, and it's not needed to read into that too much. But I think from a cricketing point of view, I think he's very good. He's obviously a world-class player himself. The guys follow him. But I think he'll definitely also learn a lot of lessons from the season, and that'll be good for him going forward.
And I guess people forget that he's still a young person, still developing as a cricketer and as a captain as well.
Definitely. I mean, to be at his age and achieved what he's achieved is absolutely remarkable, and then to be thrown into the captaincy water as well and do so well again. Yeah, he's got a lot of learning to do. He's got a lot of growing to do, and I can see him being a great leader in the future.
And the PSL, you play in various T20 franchises around the world, Rassie. How do you rate the PSL as a tournament and the standard of cricket?
I think it's right up there. I think, again, because there's only 6 teams, all the teams are so loaded with talent and ability and depth. I mean, if you look at the amount of fast bowlers that's coming out there, the amount of batters, I mean, it's actually just staggering. And every match is such a tough match because it's just match winners up and down that order. So apart from standard, I mean, it's definitely not worse than the best in the world. And I'd actually say it's right up there with the best leagues in the world.
And finally, Rassie, I mean, you're a popular cricketer, as I said in the intro. How difficult is it for the modern day cricketer to balance playing international cricket and the demands and the lure of T20 leagues around the world? I mean, we were just discussing before we started the tournament how you finished the PSL and you've gone straight into a domestic tournament in South Africa.
I think it depends on, at the end of the day, what motivates you, and I suppose why you play the game and where you are in your career. There's a few factors. For me, my first and biggest priority was always to play for my country and represent the Proteas, and from there the sort of leagues and the stuff stemmed from there. But you also see a lot of guys that say, you know what, I've got a finite window of opportunity to try and secure my financial future, and sort of I'm gonna go the route of the leagues, which is fine. Again, I think it depends on what you are, what your priorities are. I'm lucky enough to thus far have found a balance to represent my country and also get the exposure of playing in the leagues. I mean, all I can say is I probably have been fortunate to be able to do that. Not everyone gets the opportunity. But yeah, for me at this stage, international cricket has always been the pinnacle, and that's where I wanted to test myself against the best. I wanted to. I mean, I grew up like all of us watching the Proteas play, and I wanted to be one of them. And the leagues, I must say, is great to give you exposure. Obviously, financially rewarding. You meet so many great people. You play with guys in your team that you always play against. So yeah, all I can say is I've been lucky to experience both.
Well, Rassie, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure watching you at the Pakistan Super League this time around, and hopefully you'll come back to Pakistan and play in future Pakistan Super League tournaments as well. Might be for Lahore Qalandars, might be for somebody else. Let's wait and see. But
we'll see. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. All the best for the future.
Thank you.